Welcome back to United Top News. If you're new here, this is where we break it down properly. No noise, no panic, just real Manchester United talk. Now listen, Monday night wasn't just about 3 points. It wasn't just about another 1-0 win. It was about something else. It was about chaos inside that penalty box. It was about Everton trying every trick in the book. And it was about one man standing tall when it mattered most. Because when bodies started flying, when blue shirts crowded a 6-yard box, when it looked more like a wrestling ring than a football match, one United star kept his cool. And another one, he didn't even need words to respond. Mainoo saw it, he posted it, and he basically said, "Yeah, we see what you're doing. Let's talk about it." So here's what happened. Manchester United go to the Hill Dickinson Stadium on Monday night. Tough game, physical game. One of those matches where you already know it's not going to be pretty. And Everton, they came with a plan, not just to attack, not just to press, but to absolutely swarm the goalkeeper at corners. Every single time a corner came in, it was like a WWE Royal Rumble inside the 6-yard box. Bodies everywhere, shots pulling, blocking runs, standing right on top of the scene elements. And let's be honest, they were pushing it. But here's the thing, Lamins didn't panic. He didn't lose his head. He didn't start arguing with the referee. He handled it calmly. After the game, he even admitted it himself. He said Everton are a physical team, big defenders. He knew set pieces were going to be difficult, but even he said it was a bit over the top. And that's the key part. He mentioned how he had to stand behind the line just to even come out. He said sometimes you can't even think about the players around you, because if you do, you lose focus on the ball. That's elite mentality. That's composure. And this is where it gets interesting. Because Mainoo, he noticed everything. After the game, he goes on Instagram. Not long caption, no rant, no drama. Just a picture. A picture of Everton players absolutely congesting the United box. Blue shirts everywhere. And he basically compares it to WWE. Know what's needed. That's confidence. That's subtle mockery. That's saying, we saw your dark arts and we still won. And guess what? They did win. 1-0. And Lamins, man of the match. Several important saves. Commanding crosses. Relieving pressure. Taking chaos. And turning it into calm. Even David Moyes, and you know he doesn't hand out compliments easily, called him bloody brilliant. That says a lot. But what impressed me even more? Michael Carrick. Carrick didn't praise the saves first. He praised the calmness. He said when you have a goalkeeper, you don't want chaos. You want someone who removes chaos. And he said Lamins is reliable, trustworthy, quiet, unassuming. But with still. That word still. Still. That's big. Because sometimes goalkeepers shout. Sometimes they perform theatrically. But this one, he just does the job. And look at the bigger picture here. This wasn't just about surviving corners. This win pushes Manchester United stronger into 4th place. 3 points behind 3rd place Aston Villa. Now the pressure shifts. Villa go to Wolves on Friday. And suddenly, the gap is just 3 points. So while Everton were trying their wrestling tactics, United were climbing the table. And Mainoo, he's growing into a leader in his own quiet way. Not loud, not flashy, but aware, sharp, backing his teammate publicly. That's chemistry. That's unity. That's a squad that understands what's at stake. So let me ask you something. When the box gets crowded, when opponents try the dark arts, When referees miss little details, do you panic? Or do you stay calm? Because what we saw on Monday night wasn't just defending. It was mentality. It was resilience. It was a young midfielder publicly backing his goalkeeper without saying a single word. It was a goalkeeper standing tall while bodies tried to suffocate him. And it was Manchester United quietly doing what matters most. Winning. 4th place. 3 points off 3rd. Momentum building. And maybe, just maybe, this is not just another season fighting for Champions League spots. Maybe this is the foundation of something stronger. But I want to hear from you. Were Everton pushing it too far? Was the referee too soft? And how impressed are you with Sané Lamain's composure? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's really happening behind the headlines. This is United Top, flourishing. Ruben Amorim has been torn apart after what many are now calling a mind-blowing decision during his time at Manchester United. The decision? Demoting Kobbie Mainoo. Yes, the Kobbie Mainoo that we all know. One of the brightest young talents in world football. A player many fans believe represents the future of Manchester United. Under Amorim this season, Mainoo played just 238 minutes of league football. 228 minutes. For a player of his quality. For a player with his composure. For a player who has already shown he can control games at the highest level. And that decision is now under the microscope. Since the interim appointment of Michael Carrick last month, everything feels different. Carrick, 44 years old, former Manchester United midfielder, former England international, a man who understands what this badge means. Since taking charge following Amorim's sacking, Carrick has led the side to 4 wins in his first 5 games. 4 wins. And suddenly, Old Trafford feels alive again. But here's the key detail. One of Carrick's first big calls, he pulled Kobbie Mainoo straight back into the starting lineup. Back where many fans believed he should have been all along. Mainoo earned his first league start of the campaign in January against Manchester City. And what did he do? He didn't hide. He didn't look rusty. He didn't look like a player who had barely featured. He looked like one of the best players on the pitch. Calm on the ball. Confident under pressure. Running the game. And suddenly, the question became unavoidable. Why wasn't he playing before? The confusion that it wasn't just social media noise. It wasn't just frustration. Former players and pundits began speaking out. And one voice in particular did not hold back. Owen Hargreaves. He described the situation as mind-blowing. Mind-blowing that Kobbie Mainoo had barely played for a year. Hargreaves pointed out something simple but powerful. He said Carrick has changed the whole team. Put players back in their natural positions. Let Bruno Fernandes play as a number 10. Let him create. It's not rocket science, he said. And then came the line that hit hardest. How Kobbie Mainoo hasn't played football for a year is mind-blowing. One of the best young talents in the world, sitting on the bench, while the team struggled. That's a tough accusation. And then Joe Cole stepped in, echoing Hargreaves, backing Carrick, but also delivering another blow to Amorim. Cole described Carrick as elegant, but ruthless. Carlos Baleba, Brighton's powerful young midfielder. Last summer, Manchester United were heavily linked. Reports suggested personal terms had been agreed. Think about that. Personal terms. Which means conversations happened. Which means intention was serious. But Brighton stood firm. A valuation around 100 million euros. And United stepped away. They didn't overpay. They didn't force it. They walked. And sometimes walking away tells you more about a club's direction than completing a deal.
But now Baleba has spoken, and his words are revealing. He admitted the speculation affected him. He said he feels more relaxed now. He said the outside noise, he didn't understand it. Imagine being 22 years old, linked with Manchester United. Every headline analyzing your future. Every performance dissected through the lens of a transfer. That pressure changes players. He avoided websites, focused on himself, focused on his teammates, focused on regaining control. Brighton have struggled this season, sitting 14th, only 7 points above the relegation zone. Only 7 points above the relegation zone. Only 7 points above the relegation zone. It hasn't been smooth. But despite that, Baleba has featured in almost every Premier League match, excluding his time representing Cameroon at the Africa Cup of Nations. And now, the transfer windows are closed. The noise has quieted. Casemiro is confirmed to be leaving this summer.